Sometimes finding fish is just a matter of finding out what depth they're located at and feeding at. And that's what's incredible about most rivers and reservoirs, even natural lakes. If you can find a hot depth, it may be where the weed edge is starting to diminish. It could be a sand-mud transition. It just could be the hot depth. A lot of instances we find in reservoirs like Lake Oahe, which is where we're going to have the FLW and the AIM Championship, is that it's the old shoreline where the reservoir level once settled and then made a little bit of a lip or a little bit of a scour, and there was brush above it, sand and gravel below it. Finding that hot depth is sometimes the most difficult part. The easiest part that I found with finding that hot depth is duplicating that pattern by using my electronics. And what we've noticed here is, here you can see the original river points or lake points on Lake Oahe. And here you can see where it flattens out and gets a little bit more gradual. That's actually right there. I would anticipate that right there is a level where the reservoir once settled. But let's just say that we're catching our fish in 17 foot on the tips of all of these points. What I'm going to want to do then is go into my menu. I'll hit menu twice on my Humminbird. I'll roll over to chart. I'll roll chart down to the shaded depth. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade my depth in to the depth that that contour line falls at, which is 17 feet. Then I'm going to hit exit. And as we roll out, now I've just realized where that feeding depth is at, where the white and the blue meet. So basically what I'm going to want to do then is I'm going to want to take my boat as I'm trolling, rigging, jigging, no matter what presentation it is. And if I'm going to fish, I'll just try to take my boat down along that line. And if I'm in the blue, I'll move out to the white. If I'm in the white, I'll move back into the blue. But basically, it just means that you want to go across that hot trolling depth and stay in it. And sometimes I've found that if you go up the break and down the break, that crankbait digging into the break or that rig coming up the break and then in turn coming back down one direction or the other, oftentimes will trigger fish into biting. So shade in your depth, find that hot depth, and you'll have it made in the shade.